Okay, Beshem Hashem Naseh v'Nasliach. This is a class on ethics of father. Netivot Shalom by Netivot Shalom is a commentary on Pirkei Avot. This is lesson number 2, part 2. והביור מדוע לא כתבו התורה בפירוש שום ציווי על ענייני מידות. So why is it that in the Torah Kedusha, in the written Torah, doesn't say, right, you need to work on these characteristics and that characteristics? It doesn't say in the Torah, be patient. Doesn't say that. It doesn't say in Torah, be merciful. It hints to it. It hints to it when Hashem reveals to Moshe Rabbeinu the Yud Gimel Midot of Rachamim. Hashem, Ke Rachom V'Chanun Erech HaPayim V'Rav Chesed V'Emet. Right? It hints to it. It doesn't say have Rachamim. Doesn't say forgive. In 10 commandments it says don't be jealous, but it doesn't teach you how. Right? Everyone could have a different definition of how not to be jealous. Right? It doesn't give you much information on how to be a better person with good characteristics. Why? So Rambam explains, Maimonides, Atoma she'en teshuva ela ma'averot sheyesh bahem ma'aseh kegon zenut gezer ugeneva ela keshem shesarich adam lashub me'elu kach hu sarich lechapes beda'ot ra'ot sheyesh lo l'shuv min ha'ka'as u'min ha'ghinah. So don't say that, in the Torah says don't steal, don't have adultery, right? In the Torah says don't steal, right? And doesn't say other midot so much. So don't tell me I don't have to work on those characteristics. Of course you need to work on all the bad characteristics and refine your midot, right? Difat hamamon v'akavot, difat hamachalot v'kavse baze. Of course, every person needs to refrain from too much desires, too much food, too much going after pursuit of money, happiness. ואלו התאוות קשים מאותם שיש בהם מעשה שבזמן האדם נחשב באלו קשה הוא לפרוש מהם. לכן הוא אומר יעזוב רשע כדרכו, that it's very difficult to leave one bad characteristic, one bad midah. It's more difficult than finishing the whole Talmud. Right? It's a very difficult thing. Right? That's why it says, Omer Ya'azov Rasha ledarko, that the Rasha, a wicked person, needs to leave his bad characteristics, his bad way of life. Ve'ahinu shemefaresh haqara Ya'azov Rasha darko degalo al ma'asim bepoal. On your actions that are not proper, you need to work and you need to refine it. Right? Begam ledivrei Hagaon Hagadosh Rabbi Chaim Vital. Again, Rabbeinu Chaim Vital explains, student of Arizal, right? She'inyane midot hem markava la'asharat haTorah u'gedomim leTorah. That when you have good midot, that prepares you to get onto the chariot of Hashem and to grow higher and higher. Inyan hamidot shehu ko niskav no nistachu no nistavinu al kach b'shom sivui mefurash. Because again, this is the prerequisite. It's like going to a doctor. We should all be healthy, and we should only go to doctors for checkups. Right? It's a big mitzvah to be healthy, and we need to always be cautious about our body and our health. A person goes to a doctor tells him, okay, you need to lose weight. You have problem with cholesterol, you need to lose weight, you need to exercise, You need to do this and that, and after this, come back to me in 6 months. 6 months. If a person doesn't do what doctor tells him, he doesn't work on himself for 6 months, then after 6 months when he comes back to his doctor, he's not going to be ready for the next step. Right? He's not going to be ready to have less medications. Maybe by then the medications has to be increased if he didn't work on himself. So we need to also understand that the midot is the first and foremost before achieving Torah. If somebody has problems, with anger, cannot see others progressing, succeeding, he needs to work on that. If somebody is not positive, he needs to work on being more positive. Maybe perhaps he needs to learn more lessons about, being positive, to learn Sefarim that talks about being positive, right? So with that, he can come and get ready himself to learn Torah بقدوشا و بطهارة, with holiness. و عمق عینیان بازه که معمار ماران موسار هشم هموسا شاقلوش باخو عمل یهودی هو بنی هره بنی Ben Hamelech, when Hashem wants to give us Musar, he calls us Beni, our children. That's very important. If you understand that Hashem is your father and you are his child, then it is much easier to improve. Because the father knows his child more than anybody else. The father knows that what the child is lacking. Last week's parasha, unbelievable. Last week's parasha Shemini. Torah teaches us, right? Don't make yourself impure with non-kosher food, right? שאין בן מלך יכולים להרשות לעצמו להיות כאחד מפשוטי העם. That a Yehudi is not allowed to separate himself from Kehar Kadosh. Just like Hashem is Kadosh, we are also Kadosh. We need to be holy. So the food that we learn, right, needs to make us Kadosh. Right? Bezat Hashem, this learning should be a source of Kedusha and Tahara for all the Yehudim, especially for Matatyahu ben Sima and so many other people who need Refuah Sheleman, Hastacha, Rachamim, Ben Zuleika.
Amen.
Be'ezat Hashem, Hashem should give us strength, La'asot Chayil, to do the will of Hashem. Zehu Musar Hashem, HaMusar HaGadol והחזק ביותר, שאינו מזהירו בעונשים ואינו מסווה אליו מסווה אליו, ורק מעמידו על מעמידו בני אתה אל תמס. Hashem tell us, don't give up. You are my son, right? You are my son. Don't give up. I'm with you. I understand you. You have the challenges. Everyone has challenges. Hashem created those challenges for us. Hashem put for us challenges that we should have Olam Haba. So don't give up. Right? If we have challenges, we have the means to deal with. Right? So that is comforting. If Hashem knows that we have issues in life, Hashem for sure knows everything. He is going to judge us after 120 years. He's going to defend us after 120 years, and he's the one who is going to give us Olam Haba and reward. So what are we worried about, right? If somebody knows this very fact that Hashem is his father, he wouldn't become depressed. Right? Why should you become depressed? This is all one big challenge. Life is challenges. Our Chachamim teach us if a person doesn't have a dream, for some time, I believe it's Masechet Berachot. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think if he doesn't have dream for a month, then he needs to get worried. Why is that? Because a dream has challenges. You have a dream, you see, oh, why I had this dream? Oh, what is the meaning? What is Hashem is trying to tell me? But nowadays, the dreams have not so much prophecy with it. In the past, dreams meant something, right? There is a famous story about this Roman king. I believe he was a Roman king that came to the big Chacham and he asked him, tell me, Rabbi, what am I going to dream about tonight? And the rabbi told him, you're going to see an elephant going into a hole of a needle, right? Sewing needle, right? The king says, how is that possible? Seeing elephant huge to go from a hole of a needle, how is that possible? Right? So the next day, the king came back to the rabbi and told him, Rabbi, I had that dream. Are you a Navi? Are you a prophet? How come you knew my dream? So the Rav explained to him, I told you something that is impossible to happen. So the whole day you've been thinking about it, and because you were thinking about it, that was your dream. That caused you to have such a dream, right? So nowadays we don't have any, meaningful, not real meaningful dreams, right? So we need to focus on our Abudat Hashem. We need to understand that Hashem is in charge. Right? שאין בן המלך יכול לרשות לעצמו להיות כאחד פשוטי עם. A Ben Melech cannot be, a goy. A Ben Melech cannot be a regular Gentile walking in the streets with no goals in life. We are the Mamlechet Kohanim Goy Kadosh. Hashem has chosen us as His chosen nation. With the respect to all the other nations, they all have purposes in life. We have a purpose in life. Our purpose is to be the elite soldier in the army of Hashem. We need to be a role model to all the Gentiles, the whole world. If there is a difficulty going on in the world, it's because perhaps we should have davened better. We should have been more careful with our characteristics. שאליו נאמר יעזוב רשע לדרכו שאין ענייני מידות שנויים ביותר לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא יותר מאיסורים הכתובים בפירוש בתורה וכמו שמעשינו שעל המתגאה אומר הקדוש ברוך הוא אין אני והוא יכולים לדור. As it says in Masechet Sotah, that we need to refrain from bad characteristics. For example, Masechet Sotah says, in the name of Hashem, that Hashem says, I cannot live with somebody who has ego in this world. So what does that mean? Somebody who has ego, Hashem cannot take him. So he needs to go to Olam Haba, he needs to die. Because his purpose in this world is negate Hashem, is against Hashem. There is a question, they say, did Moshe Rabbeinu know that he was the greatest Navi of all times? That he was the greatest prophet of all times, right? And if he knew, did he have any ego about that? Did he become Baal Gaiva? The answer to that is yes. Moshe Rabbeinu knew that he was the greatest prophet of ever. He was the only prophet who was able to talk to Hashem like a conversation that a man has with his friend. But he did not become Baal Gaiva. Why? Because he compared himself to Hashem. His role model was Hashem. So if our role model is Hashem, then why should we become balgaiva? Why we should have ego? Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ani vehu ein ani vehu yacholim ladur. We cannot live together. Shelo ne'emar kazot b'shum avera. Kakatu b'Torah. There is no avera that mentions in the Torah as severe. Tells him not to become angry, and he doesn't listen to Hashem. Yoter me'inyanim ha'pemoroshem b'Torah mipnei shaltun al ha'adam hu be'inyanei midot. Darkam asitra achra mishel tadat ha'adaram velo ne'emar bazeh shum ציונים ועונשים מפני שהיסוד טיובם של המידות הרעות הוא מוסר השם בני אל תמס. So Hashem tells us, don't give up, my son. Right? Don't become impure. I'm going to help you. The Torah doesn't say these are the list of the bad characteristics that you need to work on. Everyone has his own challenges. And one needs to go learn Pirkei Avot that teaches him, or other Sifrei Musar that need to work on to become a better person. By the Goyim, we don't really truthfully find the knowledge of refined characteristics. ואף אצל המתוחים שבהם יש רק סדרי אנושיות אך לא טהרת המידות. We see by Gentiles, they have manners, good manners, but the good manners last for as long as they are in the office, as long as they're serving the position. Once the position is over, they go back to their roots. But a Yehudi must be merciful, must have patience, must have kindness, wherever he is. It starts from home. If somebody doesn't have patience at home, and he has patience outside with others, or with strangers, he doesn't become angry, but at home he becomes angry. What is going on at home, that's the main thing. That's the real thing. Outside, everyone puts up makeup. They try to put up their best face to everyone. Right? They're fooling themselves. While at home, with their close ones, they're acting improperly. Okay. So the best lesson over here is don't give up. Hashem is with us. This is the whole purpose of Masechet Avot. She'en ba inyanei sivuim ve'oneshim ella kula musar bedereg ilayeh. Musa Hashem beni antimas. All the rewards and punishments come to encourage us to refrain from bad manners, bad characteristics, bad midot. Yes, if you control your anger, there is Olam above. Wow, what to come. Very good, Baruch Hashem. So that encourages you. It's not easy to control anger. It's not. When somebody is being disrespectful to you, or he does something that he should have not done, when you become angry, you relieve yourself. Yes. Right? You shout at him, you scream at him. That gives you good feeling. But that is not the solution. Not only that goes to destroy a person's well-being, it's not going to improve that relationship. If anything, the other person, the other individual is going to become more defensive. The only time that our rabbis teach us a person is allowed to have some sort of anger is when it is for the sake of Hashem, right? For the sake of Hashem, or for chinuch, for teaching his children not to do a bad midah, right? To have more better manners. But again, it has to be superficial. It cannot be real. Right? هره מבחינה זו ישנים עניינים שבמסכת אבות זונים ביותר לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא יותר מדברים הכתובים בפירוש התורה בתורה. There is a lot of details in Masechet Avot, in Pirkei Avot, right? That is not explained in the Torah. So that doesn't mean because it's not in the Torah, in the written Torah, it's not important. As we said, these are the prerequisites. Derech eres Chadman Torah. In order to achieve acceptance of Torah, to receive Torah, you need to have fine manners. Another reason why Pirkei Avot is called Avot Fathers, ethic of fathers, because it has a lot of details, a lot of pirushim. וייתכן לומר שכל המסכתה היא כאב ומדבר בנו. It is as if to say, this whole Masechet Avot is like father who is talking to his son. You know, the best Musar is the Musar that father gives to son. And the father, or somebody's father could be a good mentor, good rabbi, somebody who guides him, somebody who feels he cares about the other person. Fathers cares about their children. וייתכן לומר שדבר זה קשה לבן המלך יותר מכל העונשים. So, ואמור לו אם תתענה כך וכך לא תוכל להסתכל בפני. שדבר זה קשה לבן המלך יותר מכל העונשים. שאוי להם לבנים שגלו מעל שולחן אביהם. That perhaps the worst punishment is when a father has to kick his son out of the home. You know, those who are fathers who have joined this class, they know there is a method in chinuch. It's called timeout. Timeout, right? For 30 seconds, for a minute, not so long, you take your son, you tell him, okay, you did such and such bad thing, you need to stay at your home, at your room, and then you could come out, you could play whatever you need to do. That time is going to be very difficult for the son because he doesn't have his father with him. He doesn't have his brothers, sisters with him, his mother, nobody. He's alone. So imagine if somebody does a chet, somebody who does a sin, and then he's going to lose that closeness with his father. His father is going to put him in timeout. Right? He would kick him out of his home. That's what Hashem is trying to prevent for us. Hashem is trying to prevent for us that we should always be with him. We should not be kicked out of his home. And that's why the Pirkei Avot comes to help us with learning what are the good manners that would keep us home. Keep us home. That's why in the Torah says you need to be kadosh. You need to be holy, just like I'm holy. You need to be holy. Wow, this is such a hashgacha pratit. Right? Shimon, you hear? This is hashgacha pratit. This is another hand, Yad Hashem. Last week's parasha, Parashat Shemini, teaches us about the laws of kashrut. And here in this Pirkei Avot, we learn exact lesson from that parasha. This is the sign that Hashem loves the Torah that we're learning, right? In last week's parasha, Parashat Shemini, we learn that we need to be kadosh. Why? Just like Hashem is kadosh. So that's why we need to have kosher food. We need to refrain from foods that are tameh. You know, Zohar HaKadosh, I was doing Zohar HaKadosh yesterday. Zohar HaKadosh says, one who eats certain animals that they are tameh. For example, pig. Okay, one who has pig, lo alenu. There is some sort of tum'ah, impurity that goes into his goof, in his body and his soul, that will remain there forever. Unbelievable, forever. Now, if you are a doctor, you could refer to the lessons that you learned in medical school. When somebody eats something, it's going to affect his body. And sometimes it takes months for the effect of the medication or something that somebody has to go away. And sometimes it can't leave a person. So when you have kashrut, when you observe what you eat, when you say beracha with kavanah, and then you eat that food, you refine that food, you make it holy, then it becomes part of your body. Whatever you eat becomes your part of your soul and body. So you need to be kadosh, just like Hashem is kadosh. Hashem is holy, you need to be holy, and Hashem knows how to be holy. That's why He has given us this wonderful Sefer, manual of life, Torah, that teaches us. Okay? So, Ula'acha Parashat Arayot Ne'emar Od Kedushim Tiyu. After the Parasha of Arayot, right? Adultery, right? You need to refrain from, having relationships, sexual relationships with this person, with that person, right? All of this, then right after that, there's a quote in the Torah that says, Kedushim Tiyu, that you need to be holy. Don't be like others who, have all sorts of relationships with whoever they want. No, you need to be separate, because Hashem is separate. Ramban explains, Deqai al-Qadesh asmecha b'mutalach. Ramban explains that you need to make yourself holy even on something that Hashem has permitted you to have. Okay, like, Baruch Hashem, those who are married, there has to be limit on certain things. There has to be limit with marital relationships. It has to be with guidance of the Torah. Otherwise, it becomes something that is ma'us, that is disgusting to Allah. شرماشد باشه هتورا میگالوی علینانه هتر شف ایم اینا مسئولیم اول یش مهم دباریم همه اوستیم ات هم هر شئینو یخول لیوت مخیصاتو شل قدوش برخو بلخان قدوشیم تیو کی قدوش هنی هشم نوکه خیم و ایم لو تقدشو لو تخل لاشبت امه مخیصاتی. So Hashem is telling us, you want to be holy, you want to be qadosh, learn in the Torah, refrain from certain things, even if those certain things are permissible to you, right? Refrain from too much korma sabzi, right? Because if you have too much, for example, too much korma sabzi, then you can't have it anymore, right? It becomes disgusting to you. Everything has to be limit, right? Or for many other examples in life. And if you have limits in life with that which that is mutar to you, then you're going to be in the army of Hashem, and in the army of Hashem. Okay, so with this we're going to conclude this class. If there would be another class, I'm going to post it online. I'm going to put it in the text and WhatsApp. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Beracha v'atzlacha. Part-2.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.